Good evening or good morning. How are you? There are a few new filings on the case this evening. Just going to let you know what they are real quick. All right, so the first three are pretty standard, and then I'll go over this fourth one. So the first one is a motion to seal Exhibit 1 of the state's response to defendant's seventh supplemental request for discovery. And for the same reasons that they always put down, they don't want to interfere with anything related to law enforcement or the investigation or invade anybody's privacy or disclose the identity of a confidential source and deprive a person of a right to a fair trial. So that's pretty standard. It's on every one of theirs that they file like that. This is the order sealing Exhibit 1, so that motion was granted. And then the state's response to defendant's seventh supplemental request for discovery, they literally just repeated their same answers that they have before. And I'll go through it real quick. Comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Layton County prosecuting attorney and submits the attached Exhibit 1. Now remember, it's sealed anyway. So this is in response to the seventh supplemental request for discovery that the defense filed on August 25th. So then they said they're also incorporating their responses as fully set forth at this point. So they're referring the defense back to all of these responses, and they have done that on each one as well. And then when we go to the bottom, it is sealed, so we don't get to see it. So this is the one we do get to see, and this is on the cameras. Get a little, well, nah, I'll leave it there. I can see it better myself. All right, so state's response to defendant's motion to remove cameras from the courtroom. They made it real short and sweet, I think. It's 2 pages, but 2 pages is short and sweet in this case. Comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Layton County prosecuting attorney and respectfully submits the following response to the defendant's motion to remove cameras from the courtroom filed herein on August 24th, 2023. As the court and the parties, including interveners, are aware, this case has and continues to attract significant public and media attention involving not only traditional media, but also a broad range of social media relating postings, blogs, podcasts, and other disseminations, etc., like YouTube, true crime. This case also involves significant physical and emotional components, not only by virtue of the nature of the killings themselves, but also by the myriad of circumstances surrounding the victims, their associates, friends, family, the residents at 1122 King Road, and so forth. This case will necessarily involve not only evidence of a graphic nature, but also testimony from a number of young and vulnerable witnesses. These include the surviving roommates of Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle, and also a number of University of Idaho co-eds and families and friends. In addition to, and at least partially as a result of, the substantial traditional and social media coverage, certain witnesses have already been subjected to threats and harassment, including physical intrusions, directed at not only the witnesses and other university co-eds, but their extended family and friends. I do have a comment about this paragraph when I get to the bottom. The state fully understands the enormous value that responsible media has in helping the public to understand the true facts of what occurs in court. The state believes, however, that those ends can be accomplished without the need for cameras/video images or the physical presence of cameras in the courtroom. Based on the above, the state is concerned that allowing the presence of cameras in the courtroom will have a substantial chilling effect on the ability of witnesses to openly, fully, and candidly testify about some horrible occurrences. In addition, the state has a responsibility to take steps to ensure a fair trial for all involved. Judge Boyce's decision in Valodabel, attached to the state's June 16, 2023 brief on video and photographic coverage, provides a thorough examination of the issues before the court. The state reiterates those same concerns, including the issue of jurors accessing the broadcast and seeing evidence which has not been put in front of them, and witnesses potentially viewing the broadcasted testimony of prior witnesses. The state respectfully submits that the appropriate course of action would be for the court to prohibit cameras in the courtroom, both still and video, at a minimum during trial and during any other court proceedings at which victims, such as described above, might be called to testify. Signed by Santa Thompson. This paragraph right here where it says certain witnesses have already been subjected to threats and harassment, including physical intrusions directed at not only the witnesses and other university co-eds, but their extended families and friends. That is true. I know that to be true because I spoke to the mother of one of their close neighbors who was a friend, and she was no longer a co-ed of the victims, but she previously was with them. Anyway, because of a video that I'm getting mad just thinking about it, y'all. So I'm a mama too, and if somebody did this to my girl, I would be on a plane and then in an Uber, and I'd be at their house. So I totally agree with this argument, because this girl, after that video came out, y'all know who I'm talking about. After that video came out claiming that this young girl named her and then said that her phone number was where noise disturbances were called from for the 1122 King Road house with all the dramatic music and stuff. Go back in my videos. You'll see it. I may link to that video below. That's what I'll do. I'll just link to it below so you can see what I was talking about back then. And that video is still up. That girl got harassed. People showed up at her door. She got threats. She got bullied. She was tortured until she finally went into hiding. She had to leave, y'all, because of that video. And I know she's not the only one who's gotten harassed over BS videos that have been put out by very irresponsible YouTubers who want to just blame every male in their life or any male within their, galaxy orbit around them. You remember in the early days when if they were at the grub truck, that's the man. If they were even driving by, they had to be it. If they came home, it had to be Eden. It had to be Jack. It had to be the other Jack. It had to be this guy. It had to be that guy. The beginning. I'm so heated right now, y'all, because I talked to her mother and she was terrified, and she begged for that video to please get taken down, and they refused. And that is why I get so mad, and that is why they are blocked from my channel. But anyway, I can't argue with this argument. I can't. And I almost want to say, you know what? Fine. I'll go along with this if it will help other people not get harassed, other additional people not get harassed. Okay. I personally think that cameras should be in the courtroom, but maybe they can come up with some compromise, where we still get the freedom of the press and yet people are protected. Surely they can come up, with a solution. My solution would be put a camera on the judge and on the witness stand. That's the only thing that gets shown. Maybe showing him coming into the courtroom once a day, and then that's it. And then just focus on what's actually important, is hearing from the witnesses and hearing from the judge. And then don't even live stream it. Just give us the clips later. I'm okay with that too. I don't need to see it live. I don't need to see Brian. But we do have our First Amendment here in America. And I think it's important that we hold on to that. But I'm really torn because of what I saw that mother and that very young girl go through. They didn't deserve that. None of these people who got falsely accused deserve that. But I digress. We'll see what happens. That hearing is on the 13th. The state is agreeing with the defense on this. They also want cameras out of the courtroom. The media are the ones who filed their motion to intervene, and they want to be allowed to, at the very least, record the hearing and then release clips later. I really think that because the state filed this, they'll probably go ahead and remove the cameras. It was a different situation in the Lori Vallow case, by the way. It was a completely different situation. Different cameras and different crew and all that. But we'll save that for another day. And just wanted to get these uploaded to you guys so you could see the latest on the case. I will see you tomorrow night, which is Friday night. I'll see you Friday night for my live with Jinlu on the 8 passengers case. So have a good evening, you guys. Thank you.